Hello everyone, Ozzymitsu here and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a fun little addition to my Evolution Solution series to discuss some birds, which have a different style in each island in UlaUla. If you're new here, I've recently expanded the series in which I discuss, compare and analyse Pokemon who are either part of the same evolutionary line or have some sort of close-knit bond. If you wanted to familiarise yourself with the series as a whole, I've placed a link to the entire playlist in the description below. However, it'll also show up on the iCard on the top right hand corner of your screen for your convenience. But because I couldn't do this video on my own, I've asked for the help of a good friend of mine and fellow PokeTuber, the Crystal Badge aka Gym Leader Mia.
Welcome gym trainers. I am honoured to be a part of this series as I'm always keen to watch and rewatch an Evolution Solution episode upon release. On my channel, I have an ongoing series of top 5s and top 10s of Pokemon that you would typically encounter at a veterinary surgery.
Mia and I also did a video on her channel where we discussed our favourite Pokemon based on birds. The link to this video has been placed in the description below. Let's not waste any more time though, let's get this analysis underway. Mia, I'll let you do the honours. Can you tell us a little bit about the Baile style Oricorio?
Oh no you don't. Just because this is a collaborative video, you're not disposing of me like yesterday's news.
Becky, please. Before we get started, let's try and educate our viewers on the origins of Oricorio, because I want to get that sweet ad revenue. Oricorio appears to be inspired by Hawaiian honeycreepers, small birds native to Hawaii. Hawaiian honeycreepers feed on nectar of various plants, which has a striking similarity to how each of the Oricorio forms can transform into a specific style. Its dancing styles are inspired by different forms of dance. The Baile style refers to flamenco, the Pom-Pom style refers to cheerleading, the Pau style refers to hula, and the Sensu style refers to Japanese dance, as Sensu in Japanese is a word used for a folding fan that are often used in specific types of dances. Pretty neat, huh?
Interestingly, it appears Oricorio may be a combination of Oriole and choreography. And put that together and it spells Oricorio. Pretty clever. But we're getting sidetracked. Becky, take it away.
Oricorio Baile style. This Oricorio has sipped red nectar. Its passionate dance moves cause its enemies to combust in both body and mind.
Although it is not known to evolve, it can be transformed into this form by consuming the red nectar found on UlaUla Island. It is a fire flying type, which means it is 4 times weak to rock, has a 2 times weakness to water and electric, and it takes no effect from ground type moves, whilst resisting fighting, steel, fire, fairy, and has quarter resistances to both bug and grass.
It only gets access to Dancer as an ability. When another Pokemon uses a dance move, it can copy this move immediately afterwards, regardless of its speed. This can be great for setting up a quiver dance, for example, with your ally, and Oricorio can copy the stat changes, almost like a free Psy-Cut, because it can still use a move on the same turn in addition to the dancing move it has already used. Looking at its stats, they're pretty average all round, with only its special attack and speed being decent. But the rest aren't anything that really stand out, unfortunately.
In terms of a move set, we'll need to make use of those stats, and with that, a very interesting offensive typing. I'd honestly give this style Oricorio the Focus Sash to prevent it from being OHKO'd, especially with that rock weakness. I'd go for Carmine, Hurricane, Revelation Dance and Baton Pass. 252 EVs in special attack, 252 in speed, and 4 HP EVs so it can sustain itself a little bit better by stealth rock damage, if it's not your opening Pokemon. The idea here is to get some stat boosts, maybe a Carmine or 2, and to pass it on to someone else with Baton Pass. If you don't want an ally setting up Quiver Dance, Hurricane can be used for that raw damage output but can easily be exchanged for Air Slash. Revelation Dance used for its second stab move.
Let's move on to the objectively best Oricorio form. No bias. None at all.
Oricorio Pom-Pom style. It creates an electric charge by rubbing its feathers together. It dances over to its enemies and delivers shocking electrical punches.
It can be transformed into this beautiful form by consuming the yellow nectar found in Melemele Island. It is an electric flying type, which means it is weak to rock and ice, has a ground immunity, whilst resisting fighting, flying, bug, steel, and grass. Already we can see it has fewer resistances, but also has fewer weaknesses. It has the same ability in Dancer as previously mentioned, as well as having the same stats. Even though this form has the same exact move pool as Baile style, with the exception of Revelation Dance matching its primary typing, it can be used in a completely different way. If only it was affected by Electric Train. Man, it would have been the perfect partner for Tapu Koko to boost that Revelation Dance power. I have had a lot of success with the following set: Revelation Dance, Air Slash, Roost, and Hidden Power Fighting. The EV investment would consist of 252 special attack EVs, 252 in speed, and 4 EVs in SpDef with a life orb. Roost is more to scout for an ice beam, losing your flying type temporarily, though it does come to the risk of being hit by EQ super effectively. Hidden power fighting is just for the best overall coverage. But recently I've also been trying Hurricane in a rain team, because of course Hurricane checks accuracy, and it has a bit more power than Air Slash. Right, let's move on to the next one. Becky, wanna tell us a little bit more about Oricorio Sensu style please?
This Oricorio has sipped purple nectar. Its elegant, attractive dance will send the minds and hearts of its enemies to another world.
Ooh, can I cover this one? Oricorio Sensu style not only looks elegant, but it has some swag.
Going down for it.
It can be transformed into this type by consuming the purple nectar found on Poni Island. It is a ghost flying type, which means it is weak to rock, ghost, electric, ice and dark. It takes no effect from normal fighting or ground types. It resists poison, grass, and has a quarter resistance to bug. I know this is getting a little repetitive, but it shares the same ability as its other forms as well as having the same stats. However, I thought it could work well as a support Pokemon. I know what you're thinking, Oricorio Pom-Pom should have been made the support due to the number of weaknesses it has over Sensu. But Sensu has some useful immunities to some really offensive types. So I thought it would be fitting to use this form as a defensive mon. Give it Tailwind to control the speed of your team and help your sweeping members out so they don't have to worry about being knocked out before attacking, whilst giving it Toxic, Substitute and Roost for recovery. I'd have it hold some leftovers so it can sustain itself just that little bit longer.
Let's move on to the final form of the 4, Oricorio Pau style. Becky, do your thing.
This Oricorio relaxes by swaying gently. This increases its psychic energy, which it then fires at its enemies.
Oricorio Pau style can be transformed into this form by consuming the pink nectar found in Royal Avenue in Akala Island. It is a psychic flying type, which means it is weak to rock, ghost, electric, ice and dark. It has a ground immunity whilst resisting grass, psychic, and has a quarter resistance to fighting type moves. Just like the previous 3 forms, it has the same stats and ability and access to the exact same learn set, but with its typing you can try and wall out physical attackers. I had this double set in mind where Murkrow can set up Feather Dance, Oricorio will copy this, so essentially your opponent's physical attack has been decreased by 4 stages in only 1 turn, and that's not taking into account if you go for another Feather Dance after that, which probably is overkill to be honest, but it will definitely force the switch out and you can be used as a great supportive Pokemon. I'd go for a defensive nature like Bold with the EVs invested in HP and special defense, and maybe a little defense investment, and have it hold leftovers for more recovery sustain. The reason I'm saying this is because if you are using Feather Dance, you don't really need that defense investment as much. In terms of a moveset, I'd go for Feather Dance as already mentioned, followed by Roost for recovery, Toxic, and Revelation Dance just for stab.
From an analytical standpoint, we can't really say any of them excel in a certain niche due to them all sharing the same abilities and move pool, with the exception of Revelation Dance, which matches their primary typing. The only real difference is how you use that other typing that makes them unique.
You're absolutely bang on the money there, Mia. Interestingly, I feel their typings kind of set a precedent in terms of how they'll be used in battle. Pom-Pom making the perfect offensive sweeper, while Sensu can be used as a tailwind support Pokemon, especially as it's unaffected by moves such as Fake Out, which would hinder a support Pokemon's momentum. It's really tough to say which form is ultimately the best, but with a bit of bias I would say Pom-Pom style probably wins as a whole, not only due to it having the least number of weaknesses, but its typing as a whole really complements the type of role it can play in a competitive format. But taking its competitive usefulness out of the question, I prefer Oricorio Pom-Pom style. I just really like its design, its colour scheme, because yellow is my favourite colour and it just goes so well with it. I love the fact that it's based off cheerleading, it just makes it look so enthusiastic and positive, and I definitely would love having one in real life. What about you, Mia? Which of the 4 do you prefer?
Oh, it's hard to choose since they all have their own special something. I like the baton pass idea of the fiery Baile Oricorio. Pom-Pom has more of a chance of being used due to compatibility with Tapu Koko and early access in the game. Oricorio Poe surprised me and suits my battle style the most, but my heart goes to Sensu style due to its many resistances and elegant design.
Let me know which of the 4 you guys prefer, make sure to leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And on that note, I want to thank Mia for helping me out with this video. It was definitely a lot of fun analysing the Oricorio forms, because I really love these Pokemon. Heck, Oricorio Pom-Pom is one of my favourite Pokemon, so any excuse to talk about it, I'm gonna take it.
No problem, thank you for inviting me. It was a lot of fun picking out the nitty-gritties of what makes each of these very special. But don't forget to head over to my channel where Ozzy and I discussed our favorite Pokemon based on birds, which will appear on the iCard on the top right hand corner.
And on that note, if you enjoyed today's video, please leave it a massive thumbs up, as that really does help me out, as well as subscribing to my YouTube channel to become an Aussie What Today. Make sure to head over onto Mia's channel because she makes some fantastic Pokemon content and really deserves some more recognition. And whilst you're over there, why not subscribe to her too? But with all of that being said, I'll see you guys very soon.